Gemini Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. It is Timeless Path of True Love reading with an extended. We'll get there. I am your reader. Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They are my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box and you can preview it for free. And that just opens my heart. You know what else opens my heart? I'm a creator on Patreon. Patreon.com/Drawing the Circle, best career move I ever made. All of my subscribers over on that membership only subscription platform for creative types like this. All of my subscribers, regardless of level of subscription, get access to all of the extended readings. Part 1 on YouTube. There's part 2 on Vimeo.com. You can pay-per-view if you like. It's the first link in the description box. But if you want to subscribe, $3 a month as a seeker gets you all of the past, present, and future extended readings, as well as a little chat with me every morning with an unlisted YouTube live stream link from the couch using the laptop, usually a bathrobe, usually always a cup of coffee, talking about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, ending with a little prayer, a little blessing, a little meditation, a little something to send us on our way. And it is my favorite way to start the day. And even though it rhymes, I truly mean it. From my heart and soul, I truly mean it. And once after the first level, it just keeps adding stuff. We're doing a lot of cool stuff there. So if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, just come Patreon on Patreon. My gems, outrageous, truly, truly outrageous, because I am the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, that someday people will understand it was just easier to call me Mal. Hi. I have to keep that fun. Otherwise, if I get bored with it, you'll get bored with it, which you probably already are. But let's get down to business. This is a Path of True Love reading, a timeless with an extended. You're going to get 15 cards on this end, and in part 2, another 15 plus at least, right? 15 at least to go into the deeper dive, get more detail on there. We're going to be using the Celtic Cross spread, which is what I cut my teeth on at age 12. I am 54. I've been reading cards that long. Yeah, I know I don't look at things. Just gotta do that because that's the magic of it, I guess. And all sorts of fun and games we have here on the table. It's sort of like a contract read. There's going to be party number 1, party number 2. You got to feel out which one it is. It's a general read. And then we will build a Celtic Cross on it. 10 Mythic Tarot to look at the outside dynamic, lower 3 chakra relationships in the world, which is what people really want to know. Some other fun prizes there. And in the extended, we will use Daughters of the Moon Tarot, another 10 actually under those Mythic Tarot to look at the internal world, the feminine energy, heart, third eye crown. Lord Ganesh is popping in at some point. We got a lot going on. There are links in the description box, a lot of videos, not just my own, about true love and twin flames and soulmates and all of that. So those are that's the angle, the definitions I'm working with. So if you want the deeper dive, you could go there too. Otherwise, it's general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. And this is important because these are not always romantic. They are general, but they're not always romantic. Sometimes the cards scream it, and certainly I call it out when they do. But the point of it is that the path of true love is your hero's journey, your healing journey, your healing path, your path of awakening through your relationships, right? To become the true love that we all are at core, the balance of the divine masculine truth with the divine feminine love, true love, but it's choice by choice. We do that on the path. So heal one relationship a little bit, all of them shift a little bit, because you're the common denominator. You heal you. Yeah? So, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And we'll try and slow down this vibe a little bit because it's a Gemini read for starters. And the meditation and the breath work I did beforehand was pretty powerful. Enough explanation. Let's do the divination. Still point. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Yeah. And here we go, locked on, as I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading. I need 2 cards, one for party number 1, one for party number 2, for the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. The dominant 8th chakra archetype showing us the patterns being sent down to the other chakras, what they attract and what they repel. The soul power being alchemized from shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, illusion to truth, fear to love in this read. Give us party number 1, yep, and who crosses their path. The Gemini or Crosswatcher party number 2. All right, these are in the title. Let's see how brave you are. Oh, an engineer and a rescuer. All right, 2 different archetypal families, and we're off and running. You've got the engineer, which is the creative family archetype, and just because you don't know how to change a spark plug doesn't mean you don't have the engineer archetype. You can have an archetype a reason, a season, or for an entire lifetime. The rescuer, the healing family of archetypes. Now, there's a lot to go into here. Read Sacred Contracts. This is Carolyn Mace, M-Y-S-S. She is a PhD. Sacred Contracts, big influence on my life, a life-changing work. And the chakra system that I use is from her Anatomy of the Spirit. So really, really, really good stuff here. But written on each card is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. I prefer the language of spiritual alchemy, lead and gold, because lead has 3 more atoms than gold. This is the healing process. This is what you don't want to look at, don't want to deal with. This is what happens if you do this. And this is what the path of true love is about. You heal you. You're helping to heal everybody. Cross-watchers, you do this, you're helping the one you're cross-watching for heal. And Geminis, you heal this for yourself. You're helping to heal the whole collective. So, are you party number 1? Who has the engineer archetype, the shadow or the lead, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. Look, I've dated a lot of Geminis, and I will say you guys can go there as a default until you don't. No offense, my personal experience. The light attribute, the gold here, ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas, and I have to say I've seen that of Geminis too, right? You process that information and come up with, well, we could do this, because creating a strategy, you're engineering a strategy, right? So it's not all about, Black & Decker or, whatever, Home Depot. The rescuer archetype, as wonderful as it sounds, is as toxic as it is. In the shadow, the lead assumes the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. That's not help, that's bait with a hook in it, right? The Adventures of Baron Munchausen Syndrome. The light attribute provides strength and support to others in crisis. I mean, we all, you can have it for a reason. It can come and go in a day and come back again some other day. Acts out of love with no expectation of reward. Now, in relationships, how often do we get there? So be careful with both of these. One, because of the emotional content of disregard for emotional consequences, because the strategy is what it is, as well as that thing of keeping someone needy, which is straight up manipulation. All right, we've got our template. Let's go to Tarot Town. Mythic Tarot will represent the lower 3 chakras, the masculine energy. Looking at yourself from, stepping out, looking at yourself horizontally, maybe you from the inside, looking at people, places, and things. These lower 3 chakras are relationships in the physical world. We'll call them out as we go. But we're going to do these face down and then turn them over one at a time. Cool? Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. And there's something very high vibe about this. So let's see. I call upon my gods of air, the sign of Gemini, powers of the east, please, beloved ones of mutable air. 10 cards face down, Celtic Cross for this Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and Cross Watcher. Timeless path of true love read. Party number 1 has the engineer archetype in the 8th. What's going on? Lower 3 chakras. And crossing the path is party number 2 with the rescuer archetype in the 8th chakra. What's going on there? What's at the core of this? Shared subconscious influence. They may be aware of it if they're really tuned into their intuition. How about what's behind them on the path? What got them here? Either one of them or both, because this could be specific for one person or could apply to both. There you go. You tricky card. What's crowning this, sort of like the crown chakra of it, hasn't quite come down into form, so there's a process. There's a choice, at least willpower, to make that happen. What's crowning? There we go. Move you over a little bit. I am a Virgo. I do like symmetry when possible. And what is before them, right around the corner, should they do their best with the crown, and what is their lesson, universal learning template? What is the world's POV from the outside looking in at this whole journey? What is their most important card in my experience? The 9th card is their destiny, their hopes and their fears. We fear suffering our fate, but we hope we can manifest our destiny, and that is a process of alchemy from lead to gold. Fate, what you can't change, to destiny. Manifest destiny. So what's going on there? Lower 3 chakra dynamic. And our last, the outcome, the most probable outcome for the timeline of this lifetime for this Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and Cross Watcher, timeless. Tarot reading. I peeked. Didn't really see what it was though. All right, let's go to Tarot Town. So the engineer, right, creative family archetype, has the 5 of Cups. So, well, we're off to an emotional start. So chances are, if this is from the outside looking in at you, there is something emotionally upsetting. Good old 5 of Cups, right? Oh, and I made sure it's in the description box. There is a video on YouTube that goes through in a rather lovely animated sequence of the myth of Eros and Psyche, which the entire suit of cups is, at least ace through 10 in the mythic tarot. Now it's a long myth, but essentially this is when Psyche finally gets to see her husband, Eros, god of love, son of Aphrodite, gets to see his face. They're already married, and why that is has a lot to do with true love, actually. And so he flees, right? He made her swear that until he was ready to reveal his true face, because you look at Eros in the face, you're in love with him forever, right? He wanted to be loved for who he is, which you got to admit is a true love gig. So it does end well. I mean, it's myth, spoiler alert. Bronze Age, spoiler alert. But obviously there's some emotional stuff, or the engineer has gone and done something in a strategy that was, didn't take emotional considerations into play. In a general read, it can easily go either way. And, oh dear goodness gracious, we have a romantic read. The rescuer has 2 of Cups, right? This is how they met. Eros and Psyche. He pricked himself on one of his golden arrows. He has the lead ones too. Be careful with those, right? So Caesar falls in love, falls under his own spell. He's supposed to go kill her because somebody said that she was prettier than Aphrodite, his mom, and she didn't like it. You know how moms can get when a girl enters the picture or whatever. So he falls in love with her. It's the 2 of Cups, but she hasn't seen his face, right? That is attraction. That is 2 of Cups, not automatically a true love thing. It's a 2. There's always a choice involved with the 2s and the minor arcana. So, the attraction is there. The contract is in play. They are feeling it. And if we're going to talk lower 3 chakras, I would say this is definitely 2nd chakra. It's between the 2 of you, and this one is definitely 2nd chakra. So we got a good flow of emotion going on here. but it's down here, right? That's why in the extended we see what's going on in here. All right, the core. Ooh, you're both going through death transformations in your physical world. Now, the Hades, he's one of my gods. I love him. He's not a murderer, right? Read the Discworld novels, right? The character of death. He's sort of like that, except to me he looks like Michael Hutchins with pin straight long hair, which I'm fine with. Wealthiest god, by the way, the god of transformation, Pluto. So both of these people are going through a transformation, lower three chakras, maybe a transformation of how they do their relationships. Now, can we interpret this as you and a family member? Maybe, depending. But certainly, that may very well mean literal death. Rarely does in the tarot. But I will say, when it is a major arcana and a lower three chakra read like this, it's all three chakras at once. And a general read. So this could be a transformation, usually more rising from the ashes than going to, because it doesn't mean the end of something. It means a transformation. It's the 13th card of, 22 cards, counting the 0 of the Fool. So, there is a transformation. But this is subconscious stuff. This might be stuff you're not really aware of. What's going on in the past that got you here? This could actually be a person, one of you, or the astrological dynamic of Aries, the King of Wands, Cardinal, Fire. This absolutely could be one of you from the outside looking in, or if there's no Aries placements, if they're outer planets, that's a lot of people. But if there is no Aries, something in the chart there, or a planet in the sign of Aries, I should say, then this is something was initiated. It feels very solar plexus. It feels very personal power. Aries, first sign of the zodiac, first house, self, personality, ego, right? I am. It's very that. It's very Aries, smacking their head into something, starting something. So we'll see how that plays in. What's crowning? Dig it. Now this is hovering. This is in the crown chakra of the reed. Six of Pentacles. Fairness. I like that, right? So if something has gone on and then Five of Cups have been spilled, there is a way to balance this out physically. Lower three chakras. I like that. What's just around the corner? Seven of Pentacles. So you go from the 6 to the 7, where you really sit back and you start appraising what is of value in this relationship. That's fast. All right, we got the cross. Let's look at the staff. What's the lesson? Four of Wands. Now, fours are numbers of rests and stability, certainly, but the Four of Wands has this notorious reputation of being a card of engagements and weddings because of the Rider-Waite Tarot. Well, that is certainly a stabilization of the element of fire, right? The things that you want, your heart's desires, right? Certainly a foundation, but it's certainly not the end of the journey, considering that the Five of Wands is next. Change, conflict, and all of that. So this could be nesting. This could be solidifying, not so much the Hierophant yet. We still got 3 more cards to go. But certainly your lesson is in the outside how to stabilize the desire here. Because remember, fire is the element of transformation, and you got the death card subconsciously at work in both of your physical lives. From the outside looking in, how the world sees this is the moon, Hecate, cloudy with a chance of mystic meatballs. This may not make sense to either one of you. This might not make sense to anybody else in the world. Or if we're going to look again at all 3 chakras being in that card, really, really strong magnetic, intuitive draw here. That it's either like, it's got to be one or the other. I don't feel much in between. It's either like, what are those two doing together? Is she really going out with him? Is she really going to take him home tonight? Oh my God. 80s flashbacks. But the moon could also be, wow, what's going on there? Can you feel that, right? And you two could be very magnetically drawn to each other, particularly with the I would say the temporary upset of the Five of Cups and the second chakra on one side, because the Two of Cups is pretty still strong. But if you're party number 2, the rescuer archetype here, really you have to go in there with no expectation of reward, right? You just have to be, it's like love is its own reward. I'm transforming. But if you are the engineer, and if you made the oopsie, and if you spilled the lamp oil on Eros's thigh, which, you know, if he's into that, it's a different story, then, you know, you can make this right. 6 of Pentacles, you can make this right. Both of you can, and make it more ethical. All right, the destiny. What's going on there? The Lovers. Okay, we've got a lot of major arcana. Now look, the Lovers in a romantic read, obviously, it's love. But the major arcana card, the original words were, I believe, choice, right? The original meaning of it is a choice. But to me, a choice has a consequence, as all of them do, but a decision is life-changing. This is the judgment of Paris, not the city, the hero, the Greek hero, Eris, the goddess of discord, hooked an apple, a golden apple, into the wedding reception of Harmonia Cadmus, wrote on the apple to the most beautiful goddess. Why? Because she wasn't invited. Who invites discord to a wedding? Who brings murder to a baby shower? Witches and kings, apparently. So the gods don't want any part of it. The 3 goddesses that go for it are Hera, Aphrodite, and Athena. They're like, nope, nope, get us the fairest man on earth, which is the 6 of Pentacles, right? And he's like, I don't want to do this. He goes, if you don't, we kill you. He goes, all right, fine. And so each goddess goes to him separately. Each one offers him an amazing gift. Hera offers power, like political, global power, the armies and all of that, to never lose in a battle, right? Athena, wisdom, you'll know everything. You'll have access to all information and wisdom. And of course, Aphrodite offers him the most beautiful woman in the world to be his wife. Well, he chooses Aphrodite, Helen of Troy, hence the Trojan War, life-changing decision, right? So that's where the destiny is right now. There is a big decision on the table here. The lesson seems to be, let's balance this out. Let's stabilize this a little. I like it. Your outcome, 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is the fantasy card. Lower 3 chakras. It is the dreamy part of it, but it can get a little frustrating. Oh, this is Psyche, which is, by the word, the Greek word for both soul and butterfly, just so you know. Asking Aphrodite, please, I screwed up. I know, what can I do to make this better? And she's like, well, I have some things I need done on my to-do list. How do you feel about the underworld and like ancient Greek Uber shops, right? You're just gonna DoorDash me some beauty cream from Persephone in the underworld, pull that off, and then okay. Well, she ends up doing it. But that's a path of true love vibe. Because why go to the underworld for another person? Well, Orpheus, if only you could have followed directions. Okay, we got our tarot on the table. We got 3 more cards to go. And we're going to jump over to the extended reading, which I said 15 plus cards because I got all of my decks around me, and I'm going to intuitively pick. I know which ones have to be in it, like the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, but I'm just going to go with the right oracles and all of that, what feels right. All right, Whispers of Love Oracle by Angela Hartfield. Her Whispers of Lord Ganesh, it's in there somewhere, is definitely in the extended to help remove the obstacles, remover of obstacles, the Hindu god of success and prosperity, Lord Ganesh, of those 3 atoms in the archetypal interplay here. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Geminis are so chatty in your energy. Still. Yeah, this will do it. Call upon the higher selves of all involved with these 2 in particular. 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love? The piece of information, inspiration, insight, one for each of them in this Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and Cross Watcher. Timeless Path, a true love read. What do you got for the end? Party number 1, who has the engineer archetype, and party number 2, who has the rescuer archetype at the crossroads with the Lover's card. Life-changing decision on the table in this timeless True love reading fuckers. See, I tell you, when they come out, they come out. When it screams romantic, it screams romantic. The engineer, this is a spiritual connection. This relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. So if you're not into the past life reincarnation thing, cope, because there it is on the table. And rescuer, just in case you thought it was going to be easy on you, you got the union of hearts. There is a connection of love that defies explanation, which makes me think this is the Gemini predominantly for people watching this read. So yeah. Is it the romance card? No, but you put those two together. The union of hearts. And by the way, they're macking big time there, right? They're trees, essentially, but they're like tasting each other's sap. I don't know how that sounds an awful lot like a first date, but if it's not, have at it. Yeah, if it's not a first date, that's okay. I kiss on a first date. Of course I do. Except when men, their heads pop back like a Pez dispenser. That's not fun. This is not Aliens. Yeah, this is a romantic path of true love read. 2 of Cups, 5 of Cups, does make sense. So, just before we get our last card down, I want to look. How many major arcana we got here? We have got the Death card. We have got the Moon, and we've got the Lovers. It's 3. How about Water? We've got 1, 2, 3. So, that's it. You got a balance of 3 and 3 of spirit and emotion. You got Earth. You got Fire. No air on the table. That I find interesting. Oh, are you two not talking about this yet? Well, good thing you got 1 card left. And that's the Matt Kahn healing mantra I have said for a while. Affirmations, mantras, all of that stuff, really good for the air sign, depending on what your placement planet's in that. But for Geminis, the ability to change things, mutable air, very powerful. So you're going to get 1 of these. Doesn't matter which one of you are. Work this. It will help with the alchemy. And remember, Path of True Love Reads is really not about who crosses your path. It's about what you do about who crosses your path. Please take a nice deep breath. Hero or villain, right? Shadow, light, lead, gold, pain, peace, still point. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of true love, right? That's a lot. It covers a lot. True love between parents, true love between lovers, obviously. But also the carrot that pulls us forward on the spiritual path, right? So that we awaken to the unity that we're all one. That doesn't mean we can't have some fun along the way. Please, 1 card in clarity for this Gemini collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and Cross Watcher. Timeless Path of True Love read. Party number 1 with the Engineer. Party number 2 with the Rescuer. The mantra to help them do this is allowing appreciation. This is good. This is a mental process. Allowing appreciation. My life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. Like you appreciate a good song. You appreciate a good dinner. You appreciate a good circle of friends, right? You appreciate, a nice comfy couch when a nice comfy couch is necessary. But this is expanding it to not just, yes, of course, this relationship, this contract, but certainly on a larger scale. Now, I would say with this one, if you haven't heard of Abraham Hicks, the teachings of Abraham, it's like Law of Attraction 2003, 2004, the Rampage of Appreciation is still a magnificent technique to implement with this. Just go check it out. There's no link in the description box. That's just a recommendation. So, let's see what Mr. Kahn has to say about allowing appreciation. Please take a nice deep breath. Allowing appreciation. The value of my life increases every time I appreciate everything in it. Not all at once, obviously. When appreciation is allowed, everything is seen as a gift for the evolution of your soul. Now, the ego may not agree with that. Personality has to choose between the point of view of the ego and the soul, hence the lead and the gold, little by little. The more often you appreciate, the greater value you feel within your own life. While there is true worth in uncovering your life's purpose, path of true love, kind of, sort of, most feelings of discontent are not caused by what you do or don't do. They are created simply by a lack of perceived value in your environment. Instead of waiting for things to get better before you allow appreciation, you must be willing, throat chakra choice, you must be willing to acknowledge the value in all things. This will awaken the feelings of elation that are always alive within you. And that's why we don't have the Ten of Cups on the table, but you're building your way there, particularly with the 6 and the 7 there. Sure, a time of evaluation, why not? This mantra is ideal for increasing worthiness, decreasing feelings of scarcity, and raising your vibration. And I did feel that there is something very high vibe about this. Well, it's a true love read, but romantic true love reads are rare. That's why the more people individually, more contracts that can be anchored into the Earth's electromagnetic field, but I don't know, kissing or something, right? Once upon a time kiss, boom, rainbow wave. It's just going to make the world a better place and makes it easier for everybody else. Yeah. So, we got all the cards on the table. We're going to do a blessimation, a combination of a blessing and a summation. That will end the reading technically, but then in the last 2-3 minutes, I like to get goofy and release you all energetically from my field by seeing whatever the F comes out of my mouth. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and Cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love. That party number 1 can embrace their ability to give creative energy a practical expression and refine their talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. And that party number 2 with the rescuer archetype can provide strength and support to others in times of crisis, which with that 5 of Cups could be that, and act out of love with no expectation and reward, because the engineer might have created the upset or is feeling the upset of the 5 of Cups lower 3 chakras, but the rescuer kind of, I don't think they care too much. The attraction seems pretty emotionally flowing there, and they're both going through a transformation in their lower 3 chakras, the physical world, and one-on-one relationships, personal power, by something that has this Aries energy in it. One of them, maybe it's both of them. There are other cards that could have said that, but this feels like a literal physical person. Maybe it's the person who introduced them or helped them initiate all of this. Certainly, what's hanging in the crown chakra of this deal is the 6 of Pentacles. It's going to absolutely be made fair and balanced, yet we have no air cards on the table in the outside, so I don't see how that happens without communication, but certainly a time of reevaluation, right? Really looking at appraising the situation, which allows appreciation. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Well, the lesson seems to be get stable on what it is that you really want, not just in the 3 of Wands, what you're willing to wait for, but for the 4 of Wands. There is a strong settling in there, getting clear and get stable on what is wanted to then move forward into the change of the 5. Because from the outside looking in, this could be misty. This could be mystical, certainly, but certainly intuitive. The ability to listen to all 3 chakras and what they have to say to guide them through this. And I'm sure for other people looking at it, it's either what or what. And the destiny here is now the life-changing decision to make the most wise, loving, empowered decision. Athena, Aphrodite, and Hera decision here, bringing them to their emotional options, how they want to play this out, how they want to play this game. And certainly as the engineer can acknowledge this is a spiritual connection, a relationship that goes beyond this lifetime. And the one with the rescuer can get that this is a union of hearts. It's a spiritual connection that there is no logical explanation for this. And both, as a result, little by little, allow appreciation here, because the value of their own individual lives and this contract will increase every time they appreciate everything about it, but that does take time. So may they be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to align, to take the path of true love, alchemizing their shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, lead to gold, fate to destiny, for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So let it be. So it is. Ow. I hope you liked that, because that hurt. I'm over it. Ho'oponopono. If you want more of me here on YouTube, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'm so busy these next couple of weeks doing this in December 2022 with the holidays and a lot's going on. So yeah, hit the notification bell. You'll know when something hits. And if you want to book me for a private read, clients come first, right? I will book it. I will juggle my schedule because I do readings like this for people all the time. And and if we do it on Zoom, we record it. Oh, right. There's a link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mal explains everything you ever wanted to know about booking a reading with Mal, but we're afraid to ask, including the Zoom thing, because we're also on Patreon. Patreon.com/drawing the circle. Best thing I ever did in my career, at least to date. And if you want that deeper dive and the extended to this, in just $3 a month, and then, you know, do it for a month, and then if you want to upgrade, you upgrade. You want to leave, you leave. It's just easier that way. And certainly my pleasure, my honor, the opportunity to serve, looking at the path of true love, myself on it, both feet, moving forward step by step. So hang in there, have at it, heal. I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.